So you're considering a move to the Raleigh area of North Carolina, and you're coming to visit for a few days to explore. Well, this is the best way to test out a city and see if it's the right fit for you. And while I love meandering and seeing where the day takes me, it's also good to have some game plan of what to do. So let's explore some of my top suggestions if you only have a few days in Raleigh, North Carolina. But before we do that, let me quickly introduce myself if you're new here. My name is Matt Martin, and I'm a Raleigh-based realtor. I've helped tons of clients, just like you, relocate to the Triangle region of North Carolina. And if you're looking to do the same, I'd love to help you too. One thing the Triangle region is known for is our insane natural beauty and all the great outdoor activities we have. And with our generally mild weather, okay, we do have a hot and humid summer that peaks in July and August. You can usually enjoy the outdoors pretty year-round. I always suggest checking out the Greenway Network, which is an expansive 150 plus miles of mostly paved trails all around the region for biking, strolling, or scootering. Which trail you take really depends on where you're staying in the city, but I really like the Crabtree Creek Trail. Now, that's a bit broad since the trail is over 15 miles long and follows Crabtree Creek throughout the city, but I like picking it up just off Anderson Drive in Raleigh and heading west-northwest towards Lassiter Mill Road. It's a super easy walk that takes you by some beautiful homes across various bridges over Crabtree Creek and through the woods. But there are tons of others to choose from, so I'll post a link in the description below to the full Greenway map for you to explore on your own. Another great area for hiking and exploring is Umstead Park. This 5,600 acre state park is nestled between Raleigh, Durham, and Cary, so it's easily accessible by most residents of the Triangle. The park features an extensive network of trails, including nearly 35 miles of hiking and 13 miles of biking and horseback riding trails. There's also camping options, but if you're only in town for a few days, I doubt that's high on your list of things to do. But being in Umstead feels like you're miles away from city life, surrounded by a forest of trees and nature. It truly is a special place. My other favorite trail is the 3-mile loop around Lake Johnson in the southwest quadrant of Raleigh's inner Beltline. You'll want to park in the lot just off Avent Ferry Road, and the trail is right there. It'll take you through the woods, across the dam, and up and down a few pretty steep hills before crossing the bridge back to the parking lot. It's a great way to get your heart racing early in the morning. And speaking of lakes, I definitely suggest taking a drive to Falls Lake up to the north or to Jordan Lake to the west. As you'd expect, both offer tons of trails, but even if you don't stop to explore on foot, just driving by them is beautiful. We also have literally hundreds of parks to explore. I made a whole video about the best parks around the Triangle, which I'll link to below, but two I want to call out are Dix Park in Raleigh and Duke Gardens in Durham. Dix Park is over 300 acres and located right outside downtown Raleigh. Literally, you get a skyline view from certain parts of the park. It features a giant open field, aptly named the Big Field, walking paths, a dog park if you've brought your furry pal along for the trip, and the beautiful sunflower field during a few weeks of the summer when they're in full bloom. And then Duke Gardens in Durham is a 55-acre botanical wonderland that features streams that flow alongside pathways, connecting you to more than 2,500 colorful plant species across 4 distinct areas. So if you're visiting in the springtime, you'll definitely want to make a stop here. All right, let's move from the outdoor adventures to retail therapy. If you're considering a move to the Triangle region, you'll want to know where the best shopping is, right? As with some of the other topics in this video, I've already made a whole video about the best shopping in the area. So if you want a deeper dive, be sure to check that out in the description below. In this video though, I'll just highlight the top 3 to check out during your quick visit to Raleigh. First up is North Hills, which is located on the northern end of the Raleigh Beltline. North Hills is made up of different sections with more coming, and each has its own feel. You have the main section, which is an upscale outdoor mall featuring the likes of Bonobos, Warby Parker, Anthropologie, and Restoration Hardware. Oh, and RH is about to move into its new 3-story home at North Hills with a rooftop restaurant, wine bar, and more that we're all looking forward to. Then you have the more mixed-use portion across the street with multiple apartment buildings built atop retail and dining spaces. There's a central lawn for concerts in the park, surrounded by a coffee shop, wine bar, and tons of fitness options from Orange Theory to Cycle Bar. This is your one-stop shop for living and socializing, and it definitely feels like a mini downtown. And then billions of dollars are being invested into the expansion of North Hills to include more commercial, retail, and residential spaces to ensure it keeps its spot as the preeminent shopping destination in Raleigh. Heading west, we have Fenton and Cary. This multi-billion-dollar mixed-use development is fully outdoors, and while it has only opened its first phase so far, it's already setting the tone for the higher-end shopping experience to come, with luxury brands like Lululemon, Arhaus, Williams-Sonoma, and Rejuvenation all moving in. That's on top of some great restaurants, including M Sushi and a new concept from Triangle celebrity chef Scott Crawford. And finally, heading further west into Durham, you'll find the Streets at South Point. This is a hybrid indoor-outdoor mall that brings us some of the top names in furniture like West Elm and Crate & Barrel, along with the standalone Apple store and the area's only Nordstrom. It's a great option for higher-end shopping, outdoor strolling, and people watching in a beautiful environment. And just across the street, you'll find Renaissance Center, which is home to places like Nordstrom Rack, REI, and Old Navy. If you're looking for a bit of cultural exposure during your trip, you'll be happy to hear that the Triangle region has been referred to as the Smithsonian of the South for our wide array of quality museums. You know what I'm about to say. I've made a whole video about the best museums in the region that you can find a link to below. But based on the low view count, I can tell that many of y'all aren't museum goers, so I'll keep this short. Two of my favorites are the North Carolina Museum of Art and the North Carolina Museum of Natural Sciences. While the North Carolina Museum of Art does have extensive indoor exhibits, my favorite part is the 164-acre outdoor art park that encircles the museum, featuring dozens of sculptures, open fields for picnicking, performance spaces, and trails that connect to the region's larger greenway network. This is an absolutely must-see for anyone visiting the area, and it's totally free. Then the North Carolina Museum of Natural Sciences is a great option to spend some time indoors if the weather isn't cooperating. With 4 floors of exhibits, you could easily spend all day exploring, from dinosaurs and giant whales to live programming, and yes, even live animals. There's a little something for everyone here. And again, totally free. Of course, if you're coming to the area to explore a possible move, you'll definitely want to check out the region's various downtowns. Downtown Raleigh is really known for its walkability, its squares, and its great food options, which I'll talk about next. Check out Nash Square with its giant tree canopy and walking paths, or head to the Capitol Building, which has served as the state's Capitol building since it opened in 1840. You'll find some cute shops scattered about. One of my favorites to get a bit of North Carolina flair is Deco Raleigh on South Salisbury. My favorite downtown of all is downtown Cary, which has really transformed over the last couple years. You'll want to start at the new downtown Cary Park, located just off Academy Street. This 7-acre park opened in late 2023 after a 20-year, $68 million, yes, you heard that right, undertaking to bring it to life. And it looks like a $68 million park, with winding trails that take visitors past a whole array of amenities. There's a great lawn for picnicking, multiple bridges over the Snaking Creek and Man-Made Lake. There's the Barkyard, which is a dog park meets bar concept where dog owners can sip a beer while their pooches play. And the Nest is a kid's dream playground with 2 iconic Cardinal play structures that serve as the anchors, while a splash pad provides fun during the hot days. It truly is one of the most beautiful public parks I've been to. From there, you can walk along Academy to explore some great restaurants, and one of my favorite coffee shops is Steamed. If you need any recommendations for food or beverages, just shoot me a message. And then there's downtown Durham, which is really nice to explore around the American Tobacco campus. This old tobacco campus has been transformed into commercial space, including a Burt's Bees office that features a live beehive. You can walk around the area to see the Durham Performing Arts Center, DPAC, where some of the biggest tour and Broadway shows come through, and the Durham Bulls Arena, where our minor league baseball team plays. There are also some great restaurants to check out along West Main Street. Some other downtowns to consider checking out include Apex's along South Salem Street and Wake Forest's along South White Street. All right, with all that exploring, you'll definitely work up an appetite, and good thing Raleigh has a booming food scene. Now, if you've watched my other videos, you'll know how much I love food, and you'll definitely want to check out my whole video about my favorite restaurants, linked down below. I'd be rambling on for another 10 minutes if I dove into all my favorites here, so let's do the highlights, focusing just on Raleigh here. For brunch or dinner, check out St. Roch for its incredible mix of Cajun and Southern, including its delicious wood-fired oysters. Another favorite for brunch is Irregardless Cafe, which features a ton of gluten-free and not so gluten-free options, including a celiac-friendly fried chicken and waffles. Yes, for real. For lunch, I love our food hall options, including Morgan Street Food Hall and Transfer Food Hall. And if you go to Morgan Street on the weekends, you can get a bottle of champagne with mimosa mixers for just around $15. It's a great way to get the day going. For dinner, oh man, this can be tough. So many good options, but you can't miss Madre, which is one of my absolute favorite new restaurants in Raleigh. The decor is awesome, the food is incredible, you have to try the baked cauliflower, and the prices are pretty reasonable for the quality. Everything is meant to be shared, so come hungry and ready to try a bunch of different plates. I also love Aja, which is another of Raleigh's newest hotspots by celebrity chef Chidi Kumar. This was just nominated for the James Beard Award for the best new restaurant in the country, so definitely try to check it out. Other standouts include Death and Taxes by celebrity chef Ashley Christensen, Y Hill for an awesome view of downtown Raleigh, and Stanberry, which is often cited as locals' favorite restaurant in Raleigh. The only downside is they don't take reservations, so you have to queue right at opening. If you're looking for good barbecue, I love the brisket at Longleaf Swine and the pulled pork at Sam Jones Barbecue. And for your morning coffee boost, my absolute favorite in the city is Pine State, though it's a bit off the beaten path. If you're downtown, check out 42 in Lawrence, and if you're up by North Hills, Jubala is always a great option. I'm gonna make a whole other video all about my favorite coffee shop, so be on the lookout for that. Woo, that was a lot. Hopefully this gives you a great jumping off point as you plan your first visit to the Raleigh area. Of course, if you have any questions about visiting the Triangle region of North Carolina, or if you're ready to kick off your house hunt here, I'd love to be your guide. You can reach me by phone, email, or text, and you can find all my contact information in the link below, or by scanning this nifty little QR code right here. And if you like this video, be sure to check out my whole collection of others all about moving to, living in, and buying real estate in and around Raleigh, North Carolina. Here's another one right here that the algorithm thinks you'll like, so give it a click to keep on watching.